ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Om. Mandalam 10, Suktam 101. Rishi Buddha Saumya Devata Vishwadeva Ritvija Va Chandas Truštub Gayatri Brihati Jagati. This is another Suktam in which the Riks are couched in the highly symbolic language of the ancient sages. Name of the seer, which may mean knower of truth associated with Atmeya Soma, is itself indicative of this fact. So, one can logically expect that the Riks may not be comprehensible easily, even with the explanations given here. Udbudhyadham Samanasa Sakhaya 10.101.1. O friends, you who are many, having the same resting place and of the same mind, rise up and kindle Agni Atma nicely. I call upon the shining house, spiritual Agni, and the resplendent Rusha for your protection. You are accompanied by Indra. Agni here implies spiritual Agni that activates the mind. Shining horse may mean the source of spiritual power. Indra accompanies everyone as Jivatma present in the body of each creature. Mandra Krunudham Dhiya Adanudham 101.2. O friends, make pleasant hymns, illuminate intelligence. You make a boat for crossing over your miseries by means of oars and equip it with proper weapons or instruments. Prepare the sacrificial fire Agni, turning eastwards and lead him. Comment. The seer of the Suktam is asking his friends to prepare their mind for this knowledge sacrifice, sitting themselves facing eastwards. Further instructions follow in the next few riks. Yunakta Sira Viyuga Tanudham 101.3. O friends, you harness the ox, here it may mean mind, for plowing. Apply the yokes. In the prepared place of sacrifice, here or in the place of birth, you sow the seed. With our praise, may complaisance or willingness to serve be well practiced. May the sickle approach the ripe fruit, which is very near only. Implied meaning of the rik. The truth or Atma is the ripe fruit. This is very near within one's own heart space. But where the seed of self-knowledge is to be placed is in the mind. By constant practice, the mind is to be made pliable for accepting this knowledge. This is being complied with by his friends as stated in the next rik. Sira Yunjanti Kavayo Yuga Vi 101.4. Intelligent sages harness the ox with prayers among shining beings and apply the yokes one by one repeatedly. This is the overall meaning of the rik. Chanting appropriate mantras, they concentrate their minds on shining beings. The seer's instructions continue in the next trick. 10.101.5 Nirahavan Krunodana Sam. O friends, you properly prepare the invocations. You uphold the protector, the most excellent one. We pour into a well which is like a cistern abounding in water, that is easy to sprinkle and is undecaying. Comment on this work. Most excellent one should imply Atma. Protector of the most excellent one then means Indra. Pour into the abode of the shining water, which means spiritual Soma essence, having fluidity property, which is the essence of water, or sprinkable like water, but is undecaying, and each drop of Atmiya Soma is like a cistern or a tub. 101.6 Ishkritahavan avatam suvaratram. I fill the well, which is abounding in water, that well-prepared one, which is a good protector of the most excellent one. It is easy to sprinkle, is imperishable, and is like a cistern. Complaisance of the above instruction is indicated here. Prinidaswan hidam jayatha. 101.7 O friends, you gratify the horse-like spiritual light rays and win the one contained in the enclosure. Make the chariot bearer of prosperity only. For that purpose, fill the spiritual Soma essence vessel, which is having the thunderbolt or quantum of spiritual light energy for its wheels and a sheath as its armor, and is giving drink to leaders of men. It is like a cistern. The comment on this. The seer is asking to get hold of one quantum of spiritual light energy of Atma from the abode. Then prepare a vessel for each of them and impart to it the flowing property or essence of water. Each quantum having its own sheath becomes one drop of spiritual Soma moving about noisily from one living form to another. Such drops of Soma become fit for drinking for leaders of men. Rajam Krunudham Sahivo Nrupano. 101.8 O friends, make the enclosure. He alone is your giver of drink to leaders of men. He alone is your giver of drink to leaders of men. Stitch together armors. Make many separate bodies made of steel and irresistible. May your spiritual Soma vessels be not leaky. Make it firm. Implied meaning of the Rak. The seer is reminding his friends that abode of Atma is the source of spiritual Soma, which activates leaders of men. Each drop of Atmiya Pavamana Soma essence coming out of the enclosure is provided with a separate sheath or armor for moving from one living body to another continuously like a stream. Thus, thousands of streams or somadharas are generated by shining soma essence or Atniya Soma essence, as stated in the next book. Abodhiyam Yetniyam Varta Udaye 101.9. O enlightened souls, for your protection here, I turn round this shining, fit for sacrifice intelligence of the sacrifice-worthy, adorable shining beings. May that intelligence yield thousands of streams, sahasradharas, for us, like a host of cows in the grass field, going back and yielding much milk. Comment on this rak. What the seer of the Suktam is telling in this rak is the following. She is giving the intelligence or knowledge of the creation of shining beings and diverse living forms from birthless Brahman by introducing the concept of shining Soma, flowing essence of Atma. His exposition continues. In the next book, Atu Senja Harimim Drorupasthe. O sacrificer, you pour this quantum of spiritual light energy now in the shelter of the hastening stream. You fashion it with stony sharp chisels. You clasp it with 10 similar organs and harness the load carrier to 2 yokes. Implied meaning of this rak. In each sheltered drop of Soma, the seer is reminding his friends that there is one quantum of spiritual light energy of Atma. They are to engrave this picture of Soma sitting in the heart space of each one. This serves as witnessing self, which holds or witnesses the actions of the 5 sense organs and 5 organs of action. The 2 yokes are meant for Jivatma and Paramatma, one for each. The carrier of load is ego, I feeling. Ubhe Thurao Vahniram 101.11. The carrier in 2 yokes, making noise, moves as though knowing 2 in the abode or enclosure. Lord of the abode is to be installed in the abode and then pierce the spring, which means cloud or fountain. Comment. I, the experiencer, thinks that Jivatma and Paramatma, both of them are present in the heart space. But Paramatma alone is really present. Ignorance clouding Paramatma, birthlessness, is the cause of the presence of the unreal Jivatma. This must be pierced. Last trick of the Sutta, 101.12. Kaprunnara, Kapratha. O leaders of men, please uphold the best causer of pleasure among causers of pleasure and excite him for gaining knowledge. Sport amorously with him. Induce to come near the stepmother's son, Indra, with his affliction or trouble or unreality, for drinking shining Soma essence here and for our protection. Uphold Paramatma, the giver of real pleasure, bliss, and not Indra. He is born out of ignorance. Be one with Paramatma. However, invoke Indra with his inherent unreality for drinking Agniya Soma essence and for protection of bodies made of foot matter. This is the parting advice of the seer of the Suktam to his friends and to the mankind as a whole. Oral instruction may be necessary for a fuller understanding of this Suktam. It is not at all an easy one. Suktam 102. Rishi Mudgala. Bharmyashva Devata Drugana Indra Va Chandas Brihadi Trushtu. This is yet another Suktam coached in the coded language of the ancient sages. Prateratham Mithuvrat 102.1. O soul, your vehicle or cart is falsely made. May Indra protect it with his strength. O Indra, invoked by many, may you protect us in this praiseworthy battle for spiritual wealth and enjoyments. Comment on this. May Indra protect the body of man which is made of unreal foot matter. Battle here is for gaining Atmajnana and bliss of Brahman. Utsma Vado Vahati Vaso Asya 102.2. In a sacrifice or battle for spiritual light ray, when possessor of the covered man becomes the charioteer and ascending the chariot wins 1,000 wealth or abundant knowledge, then the wind bears along her dress or dwelling upwards, and Indra's army comprehends that one which is acquired in battle. Quite complicated. Implied meaning. Seer of the Suktam is imagining himself to be covered by a layer of ignorance. The mistress of this covered man, say Mahamaya, brings much knowledge wealth. In Vedic language, hundreds and thousands of cows generally stands for so many spiritual light rays of Atma. Then the wind lifts up the ignorance cover of the inner mind's eye of the seer of the Sukta, and this ignorance cover is the real mistress of his. Indra's army consists of limbs of the gross body, the mind and ego. This army experiences the presence of that supreme spirit, Atma. This is the implied meaning. 102.3. Antar Yacha Dighamsato. O abundantly rich Indra, please wield Vajra, implying quantum of spiritual light energy, in the middle of enemies intending to kill and those who treat us as enemies. Please secretly ward off the weapons of either an infidel or a respectable man. Indra is being requested to destroy all types of enemies of the sacrificers. That is the gist of the slok. 102.4. Udno Hradam Api. Mighty Indra, delighting himself, drinks the pool of shining water. For shining water implies Atmiya Soma essence, and crushes the multitudes of ignorance clouds. Having much muscular strength, he approaches the injurious enemy. Desiring renown and wishing to gain it quickly, he stretches or hurls his arms. Indra does the job for which the seer of the Sukta has invoked him. 102.5. Nyakrandayat Upayanta Enam. This covered man, Mudgala, seer of the Suktam, approaching by himself, causes this showerer Indra to make noise and urinate in the middle of the battle for acquiring spiritual light energy with the help of that mighty one. He conquered well-nourished cows or spiritual light rays by hundreds and thousands in the battle of gaining wealth or knowledge. Comment on this. With the help of that mighty one, meaning Atma, who activates Indra, seer of the Suktam conquers the spiritual light rays of Atma. Kakartave Vrishabho Yukta Asi 102.6. The mighty one becomes harnessed for making unpleasant noise. Possessor of the covered man, Mudgalani, who is the charioteer of this one, causes him to speak. The ripened ones of the impetuous harnessed one, moving quickly with the cart, go to the possessor of the covered man. The mighty one is making Indra to make noise. Atma is making Indra to make noise. Mudgalani, Mahamaya, leads one to Atma. Moving quanta of spiritual energy attached to unreal living bodies only reach ignorance. Real or unmoving and indivisible spiritual energy as such remain with the mighty one, Atma only. This is the comment. 10.102.7. Uta Pradhimu Udahannasya Vidwan. Then the knowledgeable covered man, Mudgala, showed or moved up the wheel of the chariot. There, befriending the bull or the mighty one, he harnessed him nearby. Indra protects the master of the not to be killed cow well. The lofty one hastens himself by his feet. Implied meaning of this wonderful book. Then the ignorance covered man, meaning seer of the Suktam, moves up the wheel or displays the wheel, which is the moving part of Atma. He becomes friendly with Atma or meditates on Atma. Indra protects the body of the seer. He moves or his body moves about on his feet as described in the next book. Shunam Ashtravyacharat Kapardi 10.102.8. Mudgala, the seer of the Suktam, who is now one with the auspicious one, obeys the god and is having knotted hair and is bound to the wood of the protector of the most excellent one. Giving strength for many born beings, he moves around, introducing the cows or spiritual rays of light. He upholds much strength. Comment on this. The seer gets identified with Atma and is goaded by his inner voice, the witnessing self. His body, having knotted hair, is protected by Indra. Preaching self-knowledge, he moves about, giving strength to them. Imam tam pasya vrishabhasya yunjam. 102.9. Oh friends, you see this weapon? Axe or wooden mace. This is united to the mighty one Atma and is lying in the middle of the race course or in the wind and clouds in the atmosphere. By this, Mudgala won hundreds and thousands of cows or spiritual light rays in battles. The seer of the Sukta, Mudgala, is showing the weapon belonging to Atma by which he acquired spiritual light or realized truth. Are agha ko mi tha. 102.10. In this way, who quickly sees that one who is nearby, is dangerous and is harnessed to the chariot, that alone is placed in the chariot. No grass is being fetched for it, nor water, but it is the best. That one is Atma, who is inside of every living being's body. Next book, 102.11. Parivrikteva pathividyamana. What shall be victorious with her? We shall be victorious with her, who indeed is a desirable charioteer, who, finding the husband as though abandoned by him and approaching him, becomes exuberant or overflowing as though sprinkled by a water wheel. May her copious gift be bringer of good fortune. Comment. For an ignorance-covered man, the mistress is ignorance personified or Mahamaya. May she reveal the truth to the seer Mudgala. 10.102.12. Tvam Vishwasya Jagadash. O Indra, you are the eye of all the eyes and of the whole universe. You are showerer of knowledge in association with unmanly Mudgalani, mistress of Mudgala, impelling the knowledge showering horse like spiritual rays of light. You wish to gain victory in the battle. May Indra, in association with Mahamaya, exciting spiritual rays of light, help all seekers of truth to gain victory in their battles. The key words to this suktam are provided by the seer himself. They are his name, ignorance-covered man, and his mistress, namely personified ignorance or Mahamaya. Another important word is protector of the most excellent one, who should be Indra. Oral instruction may be necessary for a proper understanding of the meaning of the rigs in this suktam. We go to the next suktam. 103. Apradiratha. Indra, Devda, Indra, Brihaspati, Adi. Chandas Trushtu Panushtu. Most rigs in the suktam contain adjectives qualifying Indra, which are quite well known. Overall meanings of the rigs are not very difficult for comprehension. Ashu, Shishano, Vrishabho, Nabhimo, 103.1. Indra is quick moving, is sharp, He is fierce like a bull. He is striker of human beings. He is fond of strife. He is a thunderer. He is vigilant and is a unique hero. He conquers 100 armies together. Samgrandan enam nimishena Jishnuna. 103.2. O fighting leaders of men, you win that spiritual light energy quantum with the help of Indra. He is thundering, is vigilant, is victorious, is a fighter, is not easily movable by anyone, is courageous, is having arrows in his hands and is showerer of happiness. That is to be conquered by you. Here that means truth, birthlessness, or spiritual energy quantum or knowledge, Atma Jnanam. Sa Ishuhastai Sa Nishangibhir Vashi. 103.3. That Indra is the ruler with soldiers carrying arrows in their hands and with those having sword or quiver. He is associated together with host of fighters. He is victorious in contest. He is relying on his hands and is having a powerful bow. He kills enemies with arrows fitted to the bowstring. He is protector or drinker of Atmiya Soma essence. No comment. 103.4. Brihaspade Paridiya Rathena. O Brihaspati, be admired all round, along with your chariot. You are killer of demons, destroying unfriendly enemies. You win over them by fighting, breaking their strength and crushing them. You come to us as protector of our chariots or bodies. Chariots may mean drops of Atmiya Manasoma essence or dharas. 103.5. Balavidnyaya Savira Pravira. O Indra, you are recognizable by your strength, are the most venerable of the elders, are surpassing all heroes, are victorious, are spirited, are all conquering, are terrible, are surrounded by heroes, are possessor of immense strength on your own, and are born from a mighty father. Please ascend the victorious chariot. You are knower of the spiritual light ray, or you are an Atma Jnani. Gotrabhidam Vidam Vajrabahum. 103.6. O brothers and friends, you display heroism alongside this Indra. He is perceiver of the enclosure, he is knower of the spiritual light ray, he is holding Vajra in his hand, he is victorious and is crusher of enemy forces in a battle with his vigor. You catch hold of the enemy with Indra or with his assistance. Abhigotrani Sahasa Gahamano Dayo. 103.7. Indra is penetrating into the shelters or enclosures with his strength. He is merciless to his enemies. He is heroic. He is having 100-fold wrath. He is not easily moved by anyone. He is victorious in battles and is unconquerable. May he protect our armies in battles. These shruks may be referring to Indra, the universal manifested self. That is all the comment on that. Indra Asam Nayada Brihaspatir. 103.8. Indra is the leader May Brihaspati go in front of us, so also gifts, sacrifices, and Atmiya Soma. May Maruts go in front of armies of shining beings, which break down enemy forces and which are victorious. Indrasya Vrishno Varunasya Rajnya. 103.9. Fierce strength of Indra, shower of happiness, of Lord Varuna, of sons of Aditi and of Marus, may come to us. Cries of victory of shining beings who are magnanimous, are shakers of the worlds, and are victorious, are rising up. Uddharshaya Maghavan 103.10. O abundantly rich slayer of enemies Indra, may you glean our weapons and also minds of my armies. May speeds of our horses ever increase. May the cries of victory of our victorious chariots go up. Asmagamindra Samruteshu 103.11. May Indra be on our flagstaff in our assemblies, sacrifices or conflicts. May these arrows of ours be ever victorious. May our heroes become most excellent. O shining beings, please protect us in our sacrifices. Amisham Chittam Pratilobhayanti 103.12. O Appua, please turn back. You may get hold of the limbs of our adversaries, alluring their minds properly. Please come and burn their hearts with grief. May unfriendly foes be united with blinding darkness. Appua is the name of a disease. That is all the comment. Preta Jayata Nara Indro 103.13, last trick of the Sutta. O leaders of men, you go forward and become victorious. May Indra bestow shelter or abode of Atma on you. May your hands be strong so that they become irresistible. We go to the next Sutta, 104. Rishyashtaka Vaishwamitra Devada Indra Chandastrushtu. Looks in this Suktam may not need any further additional explanations. Here, Indra would be taken as a shining being to get the physical meaning, or as universal manifested self to get at the corresponding spiritual meaning. In that case, the spiritual case, cloud stands for ignorance and foes are one's own sinful thoughts. Soma here could be subtle or spiritual. Asavisoma Puruhutadubhyam. O invoked by many, Indra, Atmiya Soma essence has been extracted for you. Please come towards this sacrifice quickly with your horses or spiritual light rays. Heroic wise sages spreading speeches for you are offering you this Soma or Suktam. May you enjoy this Soma offered to you. Apasudhutasya Hariva Pibeha 104.2. O possessor of horses or spiritual light rays Indra, born by praises or Vedic mantras, may you drink this shining Soma essence, which is stirred in water and extracted by leaders of men, and fill up your belly. What the ignorance clouds fixed for you, with them as May Soma essence drops, you increase your delight. program Pidim Vrishna Iyarmi Satyam. 104.3. O possessor of horse-like spiritual light race Indra, I excite this extracted Atmiya Soma essence of the formidable Atma, truth, for your delight. Therefore, being praised by all these words, and with our minds, you, with your might, may delight yourselves here. Udi Shajivastava Viryena Vayo. 104.4. O Indra, no words of Ruta or Rutatnyas, desiring your company and upholding power, and having offsprings with your spiritual light energy and protection, they stayed drinking spiritual Soma essence together with you and praising you in a thoughtful man's house. 104.5. Praniti Bhishte Haryashva Sushto. O possessor of horse-like spiritual rays of light, Indra, praising men cross over all their miseries, upholding your most liberal protection with virtuous guidance of yours. You are being praised well, who is very gracious and is shining brightly. Vabdhammani Harivo Haribhyam. 104.6. O possessor of horse-like spiritual light race Indra, please come towards these Vedic hymns along with your horses or spiritual light rays for drinking this extracted shining Soma essence, Atmiya Pavana Soma essence. This knowledge sacrifice approaches the forgiving you. Being knower of the sacrifice, you are the giver of its fruits. We go to the next book, 104.7. Sahasravayam Abhimadishaham. Vedic speeches approach to revere Indra. He is possessor of unlimited strength, is overcomer of enemies. He is delighting in extracted spiritual Soma essence. He is abundantly rich, he is well praised, and is unapproachable. He acknowledges, praises, reverential salutations. Saptavo Devi Surana Amrita Yabhi. 104.8. O Indra, the 7 shining water streams or rivers flow unhurt, making pleasing sound. By these you, the destroyer of enemies, make the ocean grow. Then you procure the path for 99 flowing rivers, for the shining beings and for human beings. Water streams could be 5 sensory organs and mind and ahambhava, or the soul. Abomahir Abhishatayar. 104.9. O Indra, you free the great water streams or Somadharas by slaughtering the enemy clouds, implying ignorance. In these water streams, resplendent, you approach all alone. What you made in the overcoming of the cloud, ignorance cloud, with the spiritual essence, all living beings nourish their bodies. Virenya Kraturindra 104.10. Indra is heroic, is intelligent and is possessor of good praise. Moreover, the praising speeches or hymns praise the much invoked Indra. He destroys the enemy cloud. He made free open space. Indra, the protector, overcomes a hostile army. That is the overall meaning of the slok. Last slok of the sukta is 104.11, Shunam Huve Mamaghavan, which is the same as 3.30.22. Next suktam 105, Rishi Sumitra Durmitra Va Kautsa Devda Indra. Chandas Ushnik Gayatri Trishtu. Some rigs in the Suktam are self-explanatory. Here, Indra may be considered as a shining being, or he may symbolize universal manifested self. Kadavaso Stotram Haryada 105.1. O provider of dwellings, Indra, when will we enclose you, who is desirous of our Vedic hymns, as though by a ridge? You extracted shining Sama for a long time and blow for the wind swelled you. Dwellings could mean houses or bodies of living beings made of wood matter that serve as dwellings for Atma. Sama may be of the subtle type. This is the comment. 105.2. Hari yasya suyuja vivrata. Lord of the horses or spiritual light rays, which are easily harnessable, are performing various actions, are having long hairs, are virile, are two in number and quick moving like the space and earth, desires the house repeatedly. Here the house implies abode of the self or bodies of living beings. Abhayor Indra Papaja Amartona. Indra, toiling like a mortal, becomes anxious about the son of evil. When he becomes strong, in combination with auspicious Maruth, he drives away enemy clouds. The Rex could be taken in the literal sense or also interpreted spiritually. The same comment is applicable to the Ruks from next one to 10.105.8. Sachayor Indras Chakrusha A. Indra standing on a chariot nearby accepts oblations kindly for becoming master of human beings. Heroic Indra becomes restrainer of horses, which are making loud noise and are performers of various actions. No comment. 105.5. adhiyastasthu adhiyastasthav keshavanta he sits over horses or spiritual light rays which are having manes and are expansive as though for prosperity. That Indra with strong jaws conquers enemies with strong-jawed horses or spiritual light rays. Prastav Drishvayuja Rishvebhi. Hero Indra is having sublime power, is being praised by noble Marus. Skillful Indra, like the soul of Agni, fashions the universe with his intelligence. Vajram yaschakre suhanaya dasyave 105.7 Avano Urjina Shishi Hyarcha 105.8 He made Vajra for killing the infidel demons effortlessly. He is having yellowish beard and horses or spiritual light rays. He is marvelous like the atmosphere. His cheeks are not broken. May that Indra remove our wickedness. With Vedic hymns we win over men without them. Sacrifice without Vedic mantras is different, as this does not delight Indra. Udvayate Tredini Bhud 105.9 O Indra, when your threefold form tends upwards in the home of the sacrifice, then sticking together with human beings, you make the self-glorious boat visible to the sacrificer. Implied meaning, when the threefold form, gross, subtle and causal bodies of Indra unfolds in the mind of the sacrificer, then Indra reveals the boat that takes the sacrificer across all miseries. That boat is birthless Brahman. Shriyete Prishnirupasechani 105.10 O Indra, may the spotted clouds become sprinklers of water for your happiness. By what ladle water is sprinkled in your own receptacle, may that ladle be spotless for your happiness. The Rig again can be interpreted physically or philosophically. Shatam va yada surya praditva sumitra. O incorporeal being, when 100 praises flow towards you, when you protect son of Kutsa in the killing of the infidel, when you protect the darling of Kutsa properly in the killing of infidel, then a good friend praises you this way. One having a bad friend praises you thus. Here Kutsa means lightning or thunderbolt. It may be taken to mean quantum of spiritual energy, and son of lightning implies the seer of the Suktam, who is born of the spiritual ray of Atma. The bad friend is the body made of wood matter. With this, we conclude today's session. Viramastavat.